after the repeal of Roe, analysts noted that securing abortion rights played a role in helping Democrats in 2022. Why do you believe it will be an issue that remains potent with voters in November, given issues like the economy or the Middle East?
I don't think we have to choose one priority over another. We all know that in our personal lives. We have many priorities at the same time. On the issue of reproductive freedom, the highest court in our land took a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America, from the women of America, which is the ability and the freedom that a woman should have to make decisions about her own body. And why do people care about this? One, because we are America and it was the taking of a fundamental freedom. Two, because I think most of us agree that one does not have to abandon their faith or their deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do with her body. If she chooses, she'll consult her priest, her pastor, her rabbi, her imam, but not the government telling her what to do. And the bottom line is that on this issue, it's not only about what happened with the law, not only what happened in terms of taking a constitutional right. Since that case came down, so many women have been suffering, and most silently suffering. I've met women who have had miscarriages in toilets. There are women who have been denied emergency medical care during a miscarriage because the people who worked at the hospital were so afraid that they might be sent in jail. And you know why? Because around our country, laws are being proposed and passed that include providing prison time for doctors or nurses that give emergency or even give any kind of reproductive health care. They are being threatened, some with prison for life, for providing reproductive health care. So it is a big issue that is happening every day. A report just came out recently that says that tens of thousands of women, since the case came down, have become pregnant as a result of a rape. And in these cases where states are proposing and passing that no exception even for rape or incest, which means telling a survivor of a crime of violence to their body, a violation to their body, that they don't have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next, that's immoral. So, when we've seen it on the ballot, to your point about elections, since this case came down over a year ago, from Kansas to California, Ohio to Virginia, red states, blue states, the American people voted in favor of freedom. And I think that a lot of people who are now coming to realize the harm that has actually resulted from this ruling do feel a level of compassion and don't believe it's right that people are suffering the way they are. And it doesn't mean you have to give up or change your position on how you feel about the issue in terms of yourself or even your family members. But I think a lot of people are starting to realize we didn't intend that women would be having these experiences, that, women who don't have extra savings and they're in a state with a ban now have to try and figure out how they can get to another state when they don't have the money to get the care they need. The majority of women who seek abortions are moms, they're mothers, and are making a difficult decision about what they need to do. Well, God help her if she has affordable childcare, if she has to go to a different state. God help her if she has someone who can take care of her children while she goes to a different state to receive the care she wants and needs.
You and the president have been using the phrase restore Roe. What does that look like with the current filibuster in the Senate and the makeup of the Supreme Court?
Well, first of all, when we look at restoring the protections of Roe v. Wade, it's got to happen through Congress. What the court took away, what the Supreme Court took away, Congress can put back in place, which are the protections of Roe v. Wade. But we do need a majority in Congress who agree that, and again, that the government shouldn't be telling her what to do. We got to trust women to know what's in their own best interest and to consult who they deem right to help them navigate a very difficult decision. But the government shouldn't be telling them what to do. It's 2024. And we've got laws on the books that don't let women make decisions about their own bodies. So, we need to have a majority in Congress who just agree with that point.
When it comes to the Supreme Court, they're going to hear arguments over Mifepristone next month. Would it be a mistake for the court to limit access to that drug?
I'm traveling our country and I am listening to the stories of women and men around our country who are appalled and very upset that there would be a further taking of people's rights to have access to the reproductive health care they need. And that includes mifepristone. So I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of folks who are very worried about it and in fear of what it would mean, not to mention just on basic principles. You know, we're supposed to be a country that believes in giving the people rights, not taking it from them. So there we are. We're going to fight against it every step of the way.
Is there more that the administration can be doing?
Well, we have definitely been doing the work of fighting to, for example, make clear to all states, including those with these bans, that they cannot, nor should they, deny people access to emergency care. That's the law. We are making clear to these states and to everyone that they cannot prevent access to contraception. And we have made clear that all people should have access to some form of contraception that is free. And then there is the piece about what we are doing in terms of fighting against any effort to exclude or make unavailable mifepristone for those who need it and where it's been prescribed.
Some Republican senators have said that Donald Trump is trying to kill the proposed border security. I know that's part of your portfolio. To deny President Biden a win on this issue, what do you think of what Mr. Trump is doing?
Well, let me start by saying that we know, and I think many people have known for a long time, that our immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. In fact, right after President Biden and I were inaugurated, the first bill that we offered is to fix and to clean up our immigration system, including creating a pathway for citizenship. They've not taken it up. Because what we are seeing with the statements like what you described, and we're seeing it from a number of Republican elected leaders, is they would prefer to run on the problem in the next election than fix the problem right now. We have been working around the clock with a bipartisan group of senators to fix the problem. We have requested $14 billion to send to the border to fix what's broken there. But there are some people who are intent on standing in the way of solutions because they want the political chit. They want to play the political card on the problem instead of fixing it. We're 9 months away from an election. We could start fixing it right now. And real leaders should be about solutions, not about fanning a problem for the sake of their own political survival.
Well, I know your time is short. I really appreciate it. And, you're hitting the road with this reproductive rights tour. And I know you're speaking to voters about this. Is this their top issue when they're heading to the ballot?
It's one of the top issues is reproductive freedom, without a question. I mean, we're a nation that was founded on freedom and liberty. And I think it's a big issue, regardless of your gender, regardless of your age, for a lot of people. So too is what we need to do around supporting working families, what we need to do around solutions to longstanding problems. All of these are priorities. As we all know in our personal life, and when we think about elections, we can have a lot of priorities at once.
Well, thank you so much, Vice President Kamala Harris, for your time. Always so appreciative to speak with you.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.